Hey, what up, guys? Welcome to this video. Today we're gonna be talking about the first two episodes of Solo Leveling Season Two. Um, they were great. I enjoyed them. They were really fucking awesome, to be honest. Right? Let's start with episode one. Right? Episode one was really well paced, uh, and it pretty much picked off from directly from the end of season one. Right? Um, we find Jinwoo asleep on his bed. He gets a call, right? That call happens to be his sister, right? His sister is calling him, basically saying, "Hey, I have a teacher conference with my parents." Well, I mean, parent-teacher conference, the equivalent to that. Jinwoo says, "Well, fuck," gets up, goes. Right? We all know what happens, right? We all like for those who read the web novel know, right? Jinwoo and before I, all right, hold up. Before I move on, there will be spoilers. I will be talking about some things that happened in the episode, and if that bothers you guys, if you guys don't want that or haven't even seen the season two, please do not click on this episode. Right? Please do not stop watching. This right here, this point in the video, is me basically before I move on, warning you there will be spoilers. Do not go any further if you don't want any spoilers. All right? So, all right. Now that that's out of the way, let's continue, right? So Jinwoo, like, this is one of my favorite scenes because the Brody straight up went to the barber shop, right? He went to the barber shop. He got a fresh cut before going to the class. And granted, bro, he was in a hurry. Like it was like last minute. Like he had to be there because otherwise he was gonna be late. And the brothers still went and got his haircut. He still got the fucking fade lined up. He got the fucking nice little dress up button up shirt with the tucked down in his nice dressed pants, the fucking Gucci watch, whatever kind of high end Rolex watch, whatever kind of watch. And he pulled up to his sister's school to a standing ovation, might I add. If you remember, he meets his sister Jinha there. She basically, there's a nice little moment between the two where she berates him about what he's wearing, saying like, "Why are you wearing that? Right? You never wear that." And Jinwoo kind of throws jabs at her, saying, "Hey, do you want me to come to your class in a tracksuit, or do you want me to look presentable?" And she's like, "You know what? Fair enough, right?" And it's true. We don't like imagine that, dude. You'd look like a fucking bum walking to talk to his sister's teacher in a tracksuit. You'd look like a bum. You'd be like, does this guy have a job? At least the way he dressed up, he looks presentable. He looks like, oh, he takes shit serious, right? So from there, he goes to the office in the right. He has the meeting, right? The teacher says, "What would you do?" She asks the question of, "Well, what would you do if Jinha, your sister, awakened?" And rightfully so, Jinwoo responds with, "I would not let her become a hunter," which is a fair play to him. He's being a protective big brother. He knows exactly what happens. He knows exactly how fucked up the world of hunters are. I mean, for the love of God, the guy almost died. Like, died. He lost an arm, if you recall. The only reason why he survived is because of a god that gave him like these freaky, geeky video game like ability powers. You know, typical uh power fantasy tropes. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. So he says no. She thanks him because she was worried that he was gonna force her into becoming a hunter. Of course, he was never gonna do that. The dude cares too much about his family to do anything of that sort, right? We then continue to the episode where he goes and meets up with this girl that we met in season one, right? The who we found out in this episode that she was friends with Jinha, Jinwoo's sister, and she finds out that Jinwoo is Jinha's older brother, which they both knew each other before this point, but they had no idea that they were connected to other people they knew so closely, right? So he's there because the professor during the meeting asked him if he can mentor or get this young lady to quit being a hunter because she's a ranky just like he was, and the teacher was concerned with her because she didn't want her to get hurt, right? She didn't want her to be involved in such dangerous things, that sort of thing. So Jinwoo goes. He can't convince her, so instead he's like, "All right, since I'm not here to." Oh, well, he wasn't. He knew he couldn't convince her, so he wasn't gonna plan. He wasn't planning on changing her mind. So he's like, "Fine, follow me, come with me. I'll take you on a mission, right? You'll get to experience it hot and live, right?" That's for later. We then jump into a scene, right? Uh, where he with Dongsu, right? Dongsu is the man that Jun, who's brothers with the guy that Jinwoo killed in season 1, right? That piece of shit, the guy that tried to use Jinwoo and his rich buddy back then as like a you know fodder for monsters, so that he was basically trying to PK them, so that he could take the stub, rob them blind, and take advantage and all that sort of thing, right? He was that much of a scumbag, so Jinwoo killed him. Uh, his older brother did not like that, or his brother. Sorry, I don't know if he's older or younger, but or remember, but yeah, there's that. He ends up interacting with the same evaluator from the first season that basically checked Jinwoo when he was in the hospital because he reawakened to see if he got a higher evaluation. He found out Jinwoo was still he was still ranky. We knew back then that's what it said, but we knew the truth. He was never ranky. He's way more powerful than that now, right? Heading into the portal, the mission he was gonna take the girl on, Jinwoo runs into the strike team of one of the guilds, right? The I think the guild master is Bayek. He's the like slick back, red haired man who's he's bigger than the other guy. He's not the guy with the glasses. He's bigger, but yeah, he's that guy. That's his guild. And on doing so, Jinwoo gets like a very warm greeting from these guys there that were in charge of the portal. This which rubbed off wrongly on one of the strike team's leader, who happened to be a rank A hunter named Kim Chul. He did not like that. So by the get go, Jinwoo had beef with Kim Chul. Kim Chul did not like this guy. We all know that when these type of dudes appear, it never ends well for them. So I'm not even gonna complain, right? So he goes in, right? And as they're going in, shit hits the fucking fan already, bro. The gate becomes a red gate. And the only one to notice the shift in the gate was Jinwoo, and he warns the gatekeepers of the Hunter Association, hey, call in S rank hunters because this shit's a red gate and we're in trouble, right? So he goes in, and automatically they get into a fight happens. They get shot by an arrow from an ice elf, and it's aimed directly at the girl that Jinwoo brought. Jinwoo, like the Chad he is, saves her and pulls her out of harm's way, right? This leads to more confrontation with Kim Chul. Kim Chul makes the most dumbass mistake in the entire episode, right? He decides to split the teams up, right? He says, all those who are lower ranked than us go with the ranks E people, the lower ranked people, and all those with higher ranks who want to follow a true leader, true strong man, follow me, the rank A, the true highest rank in this party. Kim Chul is a complete egotistical fuck, but he reaped what he sowed later for this decision, right? So Kim Chul says they're gonna head toward the field, basically out in the open. They'll regret that decision. And Sung Jinwoo says, "Hey, we're gonna head. Me and these three other people, a woman, um, the girl that he brought, and another guy. We're gonna head into the forest, right?" On a later, on a side tangent, that woman, one of the women in the group, knew that Jinwoo was stronger than Kim Chul, so she decided to go with him because she saw that Jinwoo recognized and saw that there was danger. He saw the arrow coming, so she goes with him, right? From there, typical shit happens. Jinwoo levels up by fighting ice bears. The characters in his group are like, "Whoa, how strong are you, dude? Why are you lying to people? You're this strong. Holy shit." He then tells them, "Don't tell anybody how strong I am. Don't ask me questions. I don't want anybody to know." Because at this point in the story, which um which might change later, who knows? Jinwoo is like, "I want to keep my privacy, right? I don't want the world to know that I'm this strong. I want the world to keep underestimating me, right?" So that happens. He ends up, while he feeds them bear meat after taking out a whole group of bears, right? The same bears that they were praising him over. He then continues to farm, and which the people in the three people that were at a fire now, thanks to him, that were in his group, are like, "Damn, bro, this guy's gonna fucking make these bears go extinct at the level he's farming them," because he likes the experience, right? So, an alpha bear appears and attacks Jinwoo. Jinwoo summons our boy, our lord, our god, English, the Night King, and English completely fucking demolishes this bear, guys. Gets cut down, decapitated, bro. It's like only a few seconds, a few seconds of fighting in the anime, and then instant decapitation, right? Um, we jump back to Kim Chul's group, right? And the episode one ends with Kim Chul's group running into the elves, and it's implied at the end of the episode that they didn't make it. They were fucking slaughtered, right? So that's how episode one ends, right? Over like that was a pretty good first episode. That's a hell of a way to start the season two, right? Going into this season, I was like very worried that they were gonna drop the ball on the season, because it's not a it's not a unknown fact in the anime community that sometimes anime studios can drop the ball pretty fucking hard in terms of animation quality and stuff. Hint: Seven Deadly Sins, season 3. Holy fuck, bro. That Just thinking about that fucking series still hurts me, bro. Because, like, as many problems as the Seven Deadly Sins had, it had great character stories. Like, the whole series was predicated on that. Was predicated on character building and character. Like, character is what drove that narrative, but they managed to fuck it up, and it lost popularity, right? Another one is Blue Lock season 2. Luckily, people still watched it, and I hope to God that season 3 doesn't. They learn from season 2 and the backlash they got. They don't fuck it up, bro. How the fuck do you fuck up season 2? You had a layup with season 2 of Blue Lock, and you fuck it up. It's insane how these fucking, like, these. I'm sorry for cursing a lot, but it's insane how these companies do this, man. It's like, dog, you guys have the material. Follow it and just draw it well, right? You should be able to draw it well. I don't know how the fuck you guys are. Like, do you guys have no budget or what? It's crazy, bro. Even with a low budget, there should still be some decent animation. But this was that I don't want to talk about. All right, so episode 1 of Solo Leveling season 2, I'm gonna give that a 7 out of 10. No, not 7. Sorry. 9 out of 10. It was a pretty good episode. Fighting, nice lighthearted moments. It had some of my favorite moments from the manhwa, so for me, it's a 9 out of 10. It was a really well. It had nice, good action, tense moments, and it left on a nice little cliffhanger, right? So, that. Now, the second episode, and I'm only gonna do the first 2 episodes in this review because These first two episodes are connected. It's kind of like a mini arc. So, right. Episode 2, we start off again outside the gate. Um, right. Dong Su appears outside the gate where Bayek is outside worried because he can't get in to save his um, team, his strike team from his guild. So um, he's out there waiting for them to come out, hoping they make it, right, or finding some way. Um, Dong Su appears, of course, the bastard, because he heard that Jinwoo was heading there, right? This dude has a hate boner for Jin since he killed his brother. I don't know why he cares this much about his brother, considering this dude did not care about anything. His whole fucking thing, like he struck me as the type of guy that does not care, right? So nonetheless cares about his family. So it's totally surprised that he cared this much about his brother dying. Even then, I don't think that's the intention behind it, but it's stupid, right? He appears, him and Bayek have an interaction. They get stopped by evaluator guy. He blocks them like this. He's like, "Oh, no fighting." We find out evaluator guy's a fucking strong dude from that scene, by the way. Dong Su leaves. He's like, "All right, I'm not gonna stay here anymore. I have other things to do." Because he gets a call from his secretary saying, "Oh, we found someone. Come back." So he heads back to America, or wherever he fucking came from, right? We then go back into the world of the gate, where Dong Su is still out hunting, right? We end up seeing Kim Chul again. We see him like slowly crawling through the snow, bloodied, battered. We knew that his strike team got fucking annihilated by those ice elves, so he's pretty downtrodden. He ends up seeing the group of 3 that he told him to go with Jinwoo, that because they were useless. He ends up getting mad at them because they're having fun, they're safe, there's no ice. He finds the corpse of an ice bear around, and he's like, "So no wonder I didn't see any ice bears," and that pisses him off even more. He's enraged that everything is going so well for this group and everything went so wrong for his, right? He's enraged because his ego is getting fucking bruised, right? So he goes and tries to attack them, and in the process, he runs into Jinwoo again, and Jinwoo just straight up kicks him, sends his ass flying a few meters, right? He then starts talking, right? He says, you think you're good at hiding your energy. You're not. I know you're there. Show yourself." And here, I thought when he first started talking, I thought he was talking to Kim Chul. He wasn't. He was talking to the elves, and the elves appear. Holy shit, like the whole same group of elves that murdered Kim Chul's team were following his ass, and he didn't know. And so Sung inadvertently saved him by kicking him by kicking him like a ragdoll, bro. You saved him. They proceed to fight, right? Throw hands, of course, because you can't have this this series without throwing hands. This series is all about throwing hands. That's what solo leveling is. It's Sung Drip Woo throwing hands, beating fools up, becoming stronger, getting the girls, and winning. Well, what else would we want, right? So he ends up fighting the elf in a really awesome battle sequence, right? There's a lot of dodging, strikes, elf blocks. One of my favorite moments during the battle is Kim Chul just can't give up, right? Like he's such a arrogant motherfucker. His ego would not let him stay down, so he goes up and tries to attack Sung Jinwoo in the middle of the fight. Sung Jinwoo was not having any of that shit, by the way. He summons Iglis, and Iglis cuts this dude down in a fucking instant. He dead. Like an ant, bro. This is after, during the altercation where Sung Jinwoo found out that he can talk to those elves and can speak their language, and they challenged him to a fight. He blew one of the elves' heads off. So he basically gave Kim Chul mercy by having English kill him. Because if it was Sung Jinwoo, let's just say Kim Chul wouldn't have a body, right? Anymore. The fight continues after English kills Kim Chul, so it becomes a 2v1 between English, Sung, and then the Elf King, right? The Elf Commander, right? And they're constantly battling. Uh, Inglis is attacking with his sword, getting attacked, while Sung is trying to go from behind with his knives and shit. At one point during the fight, this continues for a while, right? And at one point during the fight, Sun, I didn't even know he can do it this quickly. Fucking midpoint, does the same thing he did for English, and just brings back Brody Kim Chul from the dead as one of his shadow minions in an instant. He didn't even ask him if he wanted to or anything. He just did that, right? Because if we recall, during English becoming a shadow, Sung had to ask him, "Hey, do you want to follow me?" Right? I am the king. Follow me, right? He had to do this whole convincing act to get him to join. Because English denied him of the first two times before he accepted. Kim Chul was just like, boom, automatic. And he he started helping into the fight. He ends up joining. So now it's a 3v1. The elf ends up getting enraged. So with Kim Chul as one of the soldiers now, the fight ends up getting to a point where the elf gets enraged and becomes like red with strength and starts batting. And then one of these sequences in the fight that's my favorite is where Sung distracts the elf long enough for Kim Chul, or Shadow Kim Chul, to come and smack him into the ground, and so he starts slamming him a couple times with his fucking giant warhammer or war axe. I think it was incredible, bro. So they beat him. Sung ends up getting the final hit on the Elf King. He gets the rewards, right? He tells the three people that were with him, "Hey, it's over now. You guys can come out. You guys are safe," right? Color me impressed. He walks out the gate like Chad. He ends up running into Bayek. Bayek is happy to see two of his team members alive, but he's confused. Bayek is like, "Where's everybody else?" Right? And he tries to grab Sung Jinwoo. "Hey, where's everybody else? What happened to them?" And Sung was like, "Brother, I did you a favor by saving you. Those two people survived because of me. Everybody else died, right? They're dead because of the leader you instated, right?" It was one of the coldest interactions, because Sung gave Bike a fucking cold stare, and Bike was like, "Oh shit, my bad, bro. I didn't know you were like that." Like, Bike was fucking intimidated by Sung in that moment. When he grabbed him, Sung turned around, gave him the fucking purple eyes of doom, and that was enough to cause Bike to pull back and be like, "All right, you're right. I'm glad these two are alive. I'm saddened that we lost the whole strike team, but at least we got two of them, right? We don't have to write obituaries for every single one of them, right?" Right? And so that's how episode 2 ends, right? At the end of that episode, Sung makes the commitment to say he no longer wants to hide his power, right? Because he's sick and tired of hiding it, because it becomes impossible. And now there's enough people that know how strong he is that he's like, there's nothing stopping these people from just outright telling them, so I might as well go out and, tell them myself. So at the end of the episode, we get Sung saying he wants to take the reevaluation exam, right? To retest his power. That'll be next episode, but that was episode 2. Episode 2, just like episode 1, had more, except it was better because it had more butt-kicking action, had intense moments with Dong-soo. Oh, and Dong-soo, I have a feeling something bad is gonna happen to that dude. Like, nothing good ever happens to the shitty assholes in this series, by the way. Yeah, so episode 2 was a straight up 10 out of 10, guys. I think it was 1 point higher than episode 1. It stepped it up, perfectly balanced both the whole arc, and tied it up in a nice little bow. Great fighting, right? Everything was fucking perfect. Nice pacing. The fights were immaculate, right? Choreography, everything. We even had a nice little moment at the end where um, the rich guy that Sung works with, the guy that the rich guy calls him senpai, uh, ends up getting confused because the young girl that they pick up again in the morning ends up saying, "Hey, did you sleep well last night?" Right? Which confused the hell out of him because he thought Sung was sleeping with a high schooler. Sung obviously wasn't, right? But there was a misunderstanding that happened there that's like wild as fuck. I didn't think they were gonna add that in, but they did. You know, hey, at least they're not afraid, right? So yeah, overall, great first two episodes, strong start to season two. I'm happy that the animation is fantastic and not bargain bin slideshow animation like fucking Seven Deadly Sins, Blue Lock season two, The Promised Neverland, that type of horrible season two, or God forbid One Punch Man season two. Everybody fucking hated that. I didn't think the animation was too bad, but people didn't really like that. But that too, right? So that's it for this episode. Thank you and goodbye.